Hello, my name is Alba. Today we're going to cook ratatouille-like vegetables. I used to have this recipe way before I knew what ratatouille was. If you don't know, ratatouille is a French dish that is mainly eggplant, peppers, zucchini. You chop it and you cook it, and it's really good. But the difference with my recipe, even when they're very similar, my recipe has less tomato and more garlic. It has peanuts and raisins. That's all the difference in the world: raisins, peanuts, and garlic. I'm gonna make it in manual mode, even when I could be following the ratatouille recipe that is in the platform. I could be mix batching my ingredients as I go, but I thought for the purpose of this video, it's gonna be a little more complicated that the Thermomix says, and add zucchini and I add eggplant instead. So it's better, and it's super easy because it requires very little work, and the machine does almost everything. So let's get started with the ingredients. My recipe takes a splash of oil, half onion, 4 garlic cloves, 1 eggplant, 3 peppers, whatever color you like, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, half a cup of raisins. I had yellow raisins in my pantry, but you can use the black ones, whichever you want. Half a cup of peanuts, and the equivalent of 1 large tomato. So yeah, when I open the can, I'll grab whatever it looks like 1 tomato. As you see, I don't have to be very precise here with the ingredients. So I'm not gonna be measuring by grams or ounces. I'm just gonna add the whole thing because it doesn't matter. Tastes really well, even if you add more of one thing and less of the other. It's really good anyway. Here I have all my ingredients already chopped up and ready to cook. I was curious and wanted to check how long it took me to chop the eggplant, the peppers, and the tomatoes. And believe it or not, and I was not rushing because my knives are really sharp and I don't want to cut myself for being rushed. It took me 8 minutes, just because sometimes in my case, I don't want to make a recipe because it includes a lot of chopping, but sometimes the chopping is not that bad actually. Then I took some tomatoes from the can and I just chopped them with the scissors so I don't make a mess in the cutting board. So here's everything ready to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop onion, garlic, and salt in the mixing bowl 3 seconds at speed 4.5. It's ready now. I'm going to lower it down with a spatula. Ready? Now I'm just going to add a splash of oil. What I'm going to do now is 6 minutes, the highest temperature, which is Varoma, and it's gonna be the speed 1.5 to get all the seasonings from the onion and the garlic. It's ready. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, yeah. Doesn't look much different, but it's okay. The next step is to add everything else in the mixing bowl. Since this is very full, I'm gonna leave it the way it is, and I'm going to add the peanuts and the raisins later. We're going to cook it for 15 minutes at the top speed, inversed spoon. It's ready. And remember what happened, that I went a little bit overboard. Be kind to yourself. We can always improvise. So if it had been too much, I would have taken out a little bit of the peppers and probably made them in another batch, but they fit well. And now it's time to add the rest of the ingredients. It smells really good. It's incredibly hot, so I have to be careful. Now I'm going to put it for another 10 minutes. Temperature Varoma, and the speed is inverted spoon. It's ready now. I'm going to pour it over a serving bowl so you can see what it looks like. Here it is. Can you see? I really love it. The mix of flavors makes it so unique, because the sweetness of the raisins and the crunchiness of the peanuts, and then the savory of the whole dish. It's a very, very nice mix. If you make it, I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, let me know. And see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.